Hello, it's your girl BB Reigns. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna talk about being honest with ourselves, the reality of being honest with ourselves, and how to conquer that fear and those issues and those soul wounds and those weeds in our life to continue on with our self-love journey to be the best person that we can be. Also, FYI, if you aren't feeling cursing, if you don't like cursing, I'm probably most definitely gonna curse and slip. Oh well. Being honest with yourself. How does it feel? For me, it feels like sometimes it feels overwhelming. It feels like as if I'm in deep waters and like I'm almost like choking. Because it's hard. It's hard and it's scary to one or two things. Either realize that you are your biggest hindrance. You know, a lot of times we don't even realize it, that why things didn't work out, why we didn't go for the opportunity, or why we didn't get this opportunity is because when it was presented, we was the main one who was talking ourselves out of, going after our dreams, healing from a situation, being comfortable in pain and dysfunction. So we just continue to invest in the bullshit. So I know for me, that's one hard thing. And then the other side of it too is, especially like acts we committed against other people, it can be tough when you realize, you know what, they was right on some points, that I was a bitch in that situation. I was being a bully. I was, I ain't had to go that far, and I went there and then some. Like, I didn't have to do all that. And so it hurts when you realize that the people who you either don't like or was like, I'm unbothered by, had some good points on your character in a moment or a time frame in your life or leading up currently. So being honest with ourselves can, reveal things that we don't want to take ownership of. Accountability. Once you know what the issue is and what you need to do to get rid of that weed in your life, or cut those soul ties, heal those soul wounds, at that point, the person who hurt you is no longer accountable for that pain that you constantly are going through. If you are the one who got that revelation and you continue to invest in a dead situation, going after your healing, going after positivity, going after happiness, going after joy, peace, just overall good. I know it can be so comfortable to keep doing the temporary fix, but in the long haul, you're really just hurting and killing yourself, slowly but surely. So these are some things I wrote out as to like why it's so important for us to address these wounds or weeds. One, you owe it to yourself to become the light and love you want to see in this world. I know for me, there's so much I want to do to help not only my family, my community, but the world. And I had to recently learn that in order for me to do that, I gotta start with me. It gotta start with me. If I wanna, see the change in the world, I gotta, first be that change. Two is, you are worth it. I don't know if anybody told you, but you are worth fighting for yourself. And actually, you are the only one who is going to be your, defender besides, God. But like far as like within yourself, you know everything that's going on. You know all the feelings, all the thoughts, everything, that you're experiencing. So you have to look at yourself as being worthy. And I know it may sound cliche, but you'll be amazed at how many times we feel like, oh, we're not deserving of a good life, love, happiness, peace. How we feel like that those things are just so far away, but you deserve it, boo. 3, you weren't created to only serve yourself, just like you weren't created to only serve others. You probably heard before many, many times that, we weren't put on this earth to just, serve ourselves. And this is very true. Like, if you want to, help the children in your community, then there are things you got to get over. I won't say get over like in a mean way or something, but there are things you got to, face, and you got to put on your big girl drawers, big boy pants on, and you got to, go out here and fight for yourself. Like for me, I hate public speaking. I hate it. Oh my gosh, it's just one of those like daunting things where I don't even know, like I'm scared I might be talking too fast. I'm scared I might not be talking loud enough, too loud. I may not be pronouncing every word. I may pronounce a word wrong. The whole ebonics is coming out in a professional setting, like, or I might say too many oh my gosh, what are my peers thinking, what are my supervisor thinking, it's just a lot that goes into it. And like with this job that in my career, I have learned that a lot of it requires me to do a lot of public speaking. Even though I work on the data side of things, like because of how unique the grant is, I have to do a lot of public speaking. So I never forget, one day at work, when I had to go travel for work into a community I work with, when I saw those, children, that inspired me to, say like, look, in order for them to get the resources that they need, I'm gonna have to, up my game on public speaking, because I'm gonna need to talk to, potential partners and stakeholders to get a data system going. So I have to face my fears. And so it's like, not only do I have to face my fears for me and with whatever endeavors, but it's like I see the bigger picture of me overcoming that fear. And that's just, one fear and one example. So one thing I've been doing is, one, affirmations of, I am a great public speaker. I also realize that when you put it into the universe will bring you opportunities. I think a lot of times we get confused and think that, one day we just gonna wake up confident. Instead, God brings you opportunities to practice. And so when it happens, I take advantage of it. I mean, from small to big, from talking to the director to, simple stuff of just like talking to a stranger more. Anybody that know me, I'm an introvert. Like, I don't really talk to people like that, unless they start engaging a conversation. So I'm like learning to build on my relationship building skills. Like, I gotta talk. Last one is to end generational curses and trauma, to go forth in becoming my higher being. The generations from the past and present and into the future are dependent on you. They're dependent on me. My cousins and I had a discussion about ending generational curses, and plain and simple, I remember growing up, I love my grandmother, to death. But I remember growing up, there were some things when I do the self-inventory of myself, I realized one of the weeds the root of it was when growing up, my grandmother and her sisters, just talking to people in a way they wanted to talk to people. Like, I remember growing up having my aunt, like everybody on my mama's side is big. So I remember them like telling me at like 10, 11, 12, every time we would go to family functions, like, oh girl, you need to lose that weight, girl. You need to get that weight off you, girl. You need to lose that weight. You see me? I got this diabetes and high blood pressure and all that. You don't want to be like me, baby. Go ahead and lose that weight. Get off that weight. And I would just literally like die on the inside, because here I was, a child, just trying to like be a kid, and they weren't quiet about it. They was just loud. And as I got older, I just like swept it under the rug. And so now that I'm on this journey and realize that they played a part in me whenever like I'm just being so self-conscious, are those public display incidents. One thing I realized was like, how do you even expect, like, how do you tell a child something like that and they're a child? It's not like they're an adult who have their own job, got their own means, to cook, provide food, you know what I'm saying, and have the resources, basically have the resources to, go, to live a healthier life. Okay. And FYI, healthy does not equal skinny. Fit does not equal skinny. Okay. Just putting that out there. And number 2 was, and what really like pissed me off, like as I was going back through this, was, how dare you talk all this shit and you are the adult, you are the matriarchs of the family, y'all the old heads, and you still eating the same old shit, still got the same old mindset of you gotta eat everything off that plate, eat every last bit, even if the person is full. And so for me, what I've done in like the past 3 years was breaking that mindset of, look, you full, take the, what I'm saying, put the rest back up in the refrigerator or pack up the rest, to go. You full. You don't need to keep on eating. Like, that don't make no sense. If you full, just stop. And I would hear for many years, I would hear that voice in my head. Well, girl, you better eat all that plate on that food. You better eat all that plate on that food. And then another thing was too, because like my mom and I, we go kickboxing. It's like when I do these activities and when I just live my life, I'm like, are there days when I don't feel like, working out? Yes. But I do it because I'm like, I'm not carrying on this generational mindset and curse of oh, I'ma do whatever I want, but then I'ma put it on the next generation to do better, even though I didn't put the work in. Because the shit was hard to get my mind right about you full stop there. Shit is hard to get your mind right. Anything good you do, it's hard to get your mind right. Okay, it's not an easy task, but it was worth it. And so, not only just in that sense of health wise, but also how we talk to one another. A cousin of mine and I, we talked about that, like how they were embarrassed, like, just embarrassing moments. And I told her, I said, I remember having to come at my grandma sideways about calling me retarded. You know how, like, she was like, I had to be like in the 5th grade and she wanted me to get something out the pantry, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get it, whatever. But I didn't see it. So I'm like, Mama, I don't, see it. And the infamous, girl, if I get up there and see it, finally, it's gonna be me and you. So she get up, of course, the thing is like all the way at the top of the pantry in the back. I had stopped at maybe like the mid, my height wise, stopped at the mid row, and we didn't have like a stool or anything for me to like, even get up to that level. And then it was like all the way in the back. And so she started fussing. She like, girl, are you retarded? What? It's right here. It's right here. Are you retarded or something? What's wrong with you? You're retarded. And back in the day when you call somebody retarded, baby, that was like, you cuss them out, okay? And so I was like, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, no, I'm not retarded. I said, but if I am, then that must mean my mama retarded. And then that must mean you retarded. And before I knew it, it all had left out my mouth, and my grandma just looking at me like, I know this little girl lying. And I'm like, oh my Lord, I saw my life flash before me, and I just knew my grandma was going beat my ass. You hear me? But she didn't. She just stopped and paused, and I can see like it was just registering to her, like, you know what? I shouldn't be calling her that. I shouldn't be telling her that, because my grandma would be quick to cut somebody in the streets if they told me something like that. Quick to cut somebody. So that's what I mean by, like, for me, not falling into the comfortable, being comfortable in talking to each other crazy, because it's comfortable. It's easy to fall into the negativity. It's nothing to change a behavior. But I'm like, I know for a fact, I'm like, ever since I was a little girl, I don't want nobody to talk to me crazy. I don't want nobody to talk to my mama crazy. My grandma tried that with my mama one time, and baby, I was there ready to go toe to toe with her. Talk to my, mama like that, my little cousins, friends, family, a stranger. If we didn't appreciate, if we knew what happened to us was, wrong, like that talk, you didn't have to talk like that to get your point across. There was better ways to, get your point across. I feel like if you wouldn't want nobody in the street to handle you or your children like that, then, you should first start off with being an example of, one, don't let nobody play with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody play with you. Don't let nobody talk to you like that. Because I feel like it spills over into our other relationships, and then you wondering why people are comfortable with dysfunction and toxicity and feel like, oh, well, them talking to me like this ain't no issue because, oh, I'm used to that all my life. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody else like, bitch, that's just downright disrespectful. Like, ain't no way, no way you split it up. That controlling spirit, that's, that spirit of I'm just gonna handle you any kind of way, it's done. It's done. So here are tips, some solutions to get us to push, action steps to get us to. So one thing you can do is, I call it write and talk it out. Things within you that you want to change. Ask God to identify these weeds in your life and to get to the root of these weeds, to take them up. Get ready, because things are going to get messy. To surround yourself with people who want to see you grow. Don't be around no people who talk a good talk. Get around some people who are going to be transparent with you about their journey and give you solutions. People who are going to check in on you. People who are going to hold you accountable. With that being said, it's only like gonna be a handful, because everybody in different spaces in their life. I got some people in my life where I just know I could just talk little fun shit with you, and then there's people in my life where I can talk about these deep things because they have their receipts of improvement and growth in their life. And you need, like they say, a child, it takes a village to raise a child. I believe even as an adult, it takes a village, a community, for you to learn from and from you to gain wisdom, and also for you to have a safe space where you can pour out your heart. 3, stand firm in getting the best life. The enemy will come in many forms. For example, friends, family, old friends and foes, etc. Don't ever let anyone make you feel like going after your highest self is selfish or not worth it. If they do, run. Just some resources. A gratitude book. It's on Amazon. I have like this bomb affirmations planner. It's so dope. Of course, a journal. Let me tell y'all, writing that stuff out is great. And then last but very not least, reading not just like self-help books. Like I like Sarah Jakes Roberts' book, Don't Settle for Safe. That book is okay. But also, the Bible. I mean, simple little app. I got like buku playing, especially when you first starting to read the, Bible. It gives you like a clear plan of the topic, and the resources, the scriptures. So it's good. So I thank y'all so much for stopping by and having this chat with me. I would love to, hear about, your testimony on, a fear that you conquered, and, maybe like how you conquered it, or it's just, too much info. Any, encouragement and encouraging words. We are all trying to strive to get to that better place than our better self. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so y'all can know when I post again. I love y'all and see y'all in the next video. Bye.
I was looking for affection, so I decided to go swing it in my direction. I'll be out of control. Let's take it to perfection. Just you and me. see you can bring Nessie out of me.